Hello and welcome. I'm Tauni, and today's Vinyasa Yoga class is going to be a complete practice with a small emphasis on strengthening the core and hip mobility and strength. Some may find a yoga block helpful in a couple of these postures, but it's not necessary to take the class. So get what you need and let's get started. Beginning down on our backs with knees bent, hands resting on your midsection. Breathe in and breathe out. Lengthening both your inhale and your exhale. Turning your attention to your breath and your body. And letting go of any distractions. Bring your arms by your sides, knees right over your ankles, gentle bridge flow, pressing the hips up with the inhale, reaching your arms over your head. Exhale, hips down, arms to your sides. Again, inhale, lifting, extending the arms. Exhale, release. Continue at your own pace, matching breath and movement. One more cycle of breath. Then separating the feet wider than the hips, arms up into a goalpost shape. Drop both knees to the right. Lifting and dropping both knees to the left. Hugging the knees to the chest, hands to the shins, rock side to side. Then begin to rock forward and back 3 times, gaining some momentum and coming to have a seat on your mat, one leg crossed in front of the other, reaching the arms over the head. Take that right arm down and extend through the left side of the body. Lifting back up, both arms reach up, exhale to that other side. Lifting and coming into all fours onto a tabletop position. Tuck the toes down into the mat and send the hips back for extended child's pose with the toes down into the mat for a gentle stretch for the bottoms of your feet. Coming up and down onto your mat, onto your bellies, bringing the hands by the chest, baby cobra pose. Just gently lift the chest. Begin to acknowledge and notice the muscles in your back, pressing the tops of the feet down into your mat. Releasing down, press up to downward facing dog. Pedaling out your feet, alternate bending your knees. Finding your foundation in your hands and feet, fingers slightly spread. And putting weight throughout the entire hand, not just the heel of the palm. Holding in downward facing dog, belly lifting. Look forward and step to the top of your mat, coming into ragdoll pose with knees bent. Gently moving side to side. Release any tension from your neck, your shoulders. Bringing the hands to the shins, lift up halfway, gazing slightly forward, shoulders back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up, reach your arms up over the head. Bringing the hands to your heart center. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to shins, half lift. Forward fold. Stepping back to high plank. Take the knees to the mat and bend the elbows, bringing your shoulders and elbows into alignment. Then lower to the floor and lift into a high cobra, hips down, downward facing dog. Steady breath. Look forward and inhale as you step the feet to the hands and lengthen to your half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands to heart. Inhale, arms over your head. Swan dive, fold forward. Half lift. Forward fold. Stepping to high plank. Shift forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, hips and knees are now off the mat. Down dog. So cobra is an option if that works better for you today. One more time through the series, stepping to the top of your mat, lengthen the spine, and fold. Inhale, rising up, bringing the hands to the heart center. Last time through, our sun salutation, arms up, forward fold. Half lift, and fold. High plank, remember knees could come to the mat if needed. Shift forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Moving into a high plank. Bend both knees and hover the mat as the belly lifts up, the arms pressing strong away from the mat. Not holding our breath, continue that steady inhale, steady exhale. Downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up behind you for one leg dog. Stepping forward, finding warrior one so the back heel will connect to the mat. Squaring the hips, Virabhadrasana 1. Taking the hands to the mat, step back to down dog. Lifting the left leg. Step forward, back heel down, warrior 1. Pulling those low ribs in. Taking the hands to the mat, step back to down dog. Again, lifting the right leg. Stepping the foot forward, warrior 1. Open to warrior 2. Reach the arms up, drop into Skandasana, into that left leg at the back of your mat. Lift back up to warrior 2. Circle the arms and come back up into a crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog. One leg dog, left leg lifts. Left foot between the hands, warrior 1. Warrior 2, opening that back foot. Arms over the head, straighten that forward leg. Right toes to the corner, drop into Skandasana. Rising back up, warrior two. Warrior lunge, back arm forward and up. Be sure your front knee is over your ankle. Hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Stepping forward, warrior one. Warrior two. Reach up, drop into your left hip, Skandasana at the back of your mat. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two. High lunge, back heel lifts. Find that balance. Adding on, taking the hands down to either side of the foot onto your fingertips. Feel those belly muscles engage, lifting up into the spine. Lift the arms out wide and hold for 5, 4. Hands come down, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here, check in. Left leg extends. Stepping the left foot forward, warrior one, back heel down. Warrior two. Inhale, lifting up, drop into Skandasana, into that right leg, back of your mat. Then lift right back up to warrior two. High lunge, arms over your head. Hands to the mat, onto the fingertips. Lifting away from that thigh, extend the arms out and hold for 5. Downward facing dog. Beautiful job. A few breaths here. We're going to finish off this series adding balance, extending the right leg, stepping the foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink, Skandasana. Inhale, lift, warrior two. Sweep, arms over your head, crescent lunge. Hands to the mat. Just lift onto the fingertips. Extend the arms. Breathe. Begin to shift your weight, warrior three, lifting the back leg up. Finding balance, finding strength. Chair pose. Arms over the head, feet hip distance apart. Sweep the arms down to your side, sink deeper, inhale, rising up. Again, chair flow. Forward fold. Lengthen the spine. Fold. Stepping to high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Left leg lifts. Stepping forward. You know this flow. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Lift, sink into Skandasana. Feel your strength. Rising up, warrior two. Crescent lunge, squaring the hips forward, back heel lifted. Hands come to the mat. Feel that engagement of your midsection. Lift your arms, breathe, hold. Shift, warrior three. Chair pose, feet hip distance apart. Start to flow, sinking deeper, lifting up. 2 more times. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift and fold. Stepping to high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Breathe, take 3 to 5 breaths. Getting a little bit more into the hips here. Lift that right leg. Step it forward, open to warrior 2. Going to Skandasana, lifting up, dropping to the back of your mat. So you might need to use your hands here. We're going to rotate and have a seat on our mat, and that left knee is going to drop in. So rotate, drop that knee to the mat, into that one leg fold, arms up, extend over. Now we're going to move back into half hero's pose. You should never feel any knee discomfort. If you do, please stay up or adjust your foot to the inner thigh. So work within your range of motion, maybe down to the forearms, maybe all the way down flat. Wherever you're at, begin to rise up. Extend both legs out in front of you. Might need to shake it out. Find boat pose. So we practiced in that warm-up very first thing. We rock and rolled up. Now we're going to rock and roll from here to downward facing dog. Rock and roll, lift up, downward facing dog. Or however you get there, just come into down dog. Let's practice that on the other side. So left leg lifts, stepping that foot forward, open to warrior 2. So we're going to come into that Skandasana pose, the back of your mat. Use your hands if you need to. If your heel's up, that's fine as well. Rotate, drop that knee down into the mat. Seated one leg fold, arms up. Extend over any amount. Half hero's pose. So bring it on down. Again, want you to feel a stretch here in your quads. No knee pain. Make adjustments if you feel any knee pain, come out of it. Breathe in, breathe out, and then begin to lift up out of your pose, extending the legs, little shake here, moving right into boat pose. Back nice and straight. When you're ready, rock and roll. We come back, we come to downward facing dog. A little bit more here for our hips and our core strength. Coming first into a high plank. Again, we've done this before. I just want you to keep your arms nice and strong and straight. Hover your knees to the mat. So I want you to feel that lifting, that strength in the abs, in that midsection. Downward facing dog. Stepping your right foot forward between the hands, drop the back knee to the mat. Just come up onto those fingertips. So you're going to heel toe that foot wide, bringing both hands to the inside. This is where that block might come in handy. So going into lizard pose, you can stay right here on the hands, might lower down onto the forearms or onto a block. Begin to lift the chest. Heel toe back, hips hip distance apart, that forward foot, and then come into your half split, or some of you want to practice your full split. You're welcome to do so. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you're all the way flat or not. Just find what works for you. And then come into downward facing dog. Let's try that on the other side. Left foot steps forward, back knee to the mat, heel toe out slightly wider than the hip, hands to the inside of the foot, and then drop into your lizard pose onto the forearms or onto that block. So your belly is lifting. We're not completely resting down here. Breathe. Lift the chest. Bring that forward left foot in line with the hip into your full or half split. And then downward facing dog. So our last time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to make this a little bit more intense. Step that right foot between the hands, staying hip distance apart and the back knee up. Bring both hands to the inside of the knee. Now extend that right arm forward and then tuck that right shoulder underneath the knee, one hand on either side of the foot. So really lift your belly. Holding here or extending the arms out into that T shape, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Step back, downward facing dog. How did you do? How did it go? Let's try on the other side. Left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted this time if you can. So how I like to teach is I try to progress it knowing you can always go back, right? This is your practice. Left arm forward. Left shoulder under that knee, one hand on either side of the foot. Find your strength and extend the arms as an option for 5. Some of you might bind. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down dog, last time. Take 3 steady, long breaths. Let it go. Walking the feet forward, have a seat on your mat. Extending both legs out in front of you. Reaching up, seated fold. Begin to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bringing knees to chest. Figure 4 stretch. Cross right ankle above left knee. Grab behind that thigh and then extend the left leg up. Flexing both feet. Switching sides. Left over right. Reach through and then extend that right leg up. Figure 4 stretch. Hugging both knees into the chest. extend the left leg out to the mat, and the right leg will go straight up. You're going to place that leg in your hand and drop it out wide to the right. We're going to transition by lifting the leg up, placing that leg into the left hand into a straight leg twist, shoulders connected to the mat. And knees to chest. Right leg to the mat, left leg extends up. Drop it out to that left side. So I'm really trying to emphasize the hips today, both strength and mobility. Lift up, straight leg twist to the other side. Great stretch here for that outer hip and all down that IT band. Coming back, knees to chest one last time. Little massage here for your back. Moving into reclining butterfly. Feet connected, knees wide. Hands back on that midsection. Softly close your eyes and breathe. Moving into our most important pose, in my opinion, which is Shavasana, giving ourselves permission to be still and to rest. Keeping the eyes closed, legs and arms extended. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Beginning to bring movement back into the body. Moving through the hands, the feet. And drawing the right knee in and then the left. Dropping to one side. As we pause here, I encourage you to hopefully take some of this calmness, this peace with you throughout your day. And always acknowledging gratitude. Helping yourself up to have a seat. Bringing our hands to a prayer at our hearts. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for class. Hope you have a blessed day.